All right. This week, this is week one. We'll be talking about uh, chapter 10 in the reading this week. And I think the one of the best, I think it's chapter 10. In the reading this week, we'll be talking about uh, really the world becoming the world. Okay. And there's several different things that I want you to understand. The discussion piece for this week is going to ask you to look at the technological advances. And those could be anything that's going on at the time. I want to talk to you about a couple of pieces that I'd like you to to look at as you're going through the reading and be able to look at the technological advances at those points in time. Okay. There are a few things that I want you to see. The Silk Road is still going strong. There are people on the Silk Road, but one of the technological advances is these ships that people are using. Now, it's not that people weren't using ships before. We see the Vikings, and especially 1,000, that are using ships to, there's evidence of them sailing to the Americas. And we're seeing a lot of that going on. What we're now seeing, though, is not just overland trade through the Silk Road, but this idea of using the ocean to get through, which is going to increase trade in India and throughout Africa. These two places start to build up. I mean, India is already has a flourishing hub going on. There's lots of people there, lots of trade coming in and out of India overland. But now you're getting the tip of India and a bunch of people coming back and forth across the ocean. Another one is throughout Africa and Mali, the empire of Mali growing up, and Mansa Musa, who is one of considered to be one of the richest people in the world ever. Mansa Musa out of Africa. He makes a pilgrimage. Says that when he makes the pilgrimage to Jerusalem or to Mecca, that he is able to uh, he hurts the economy in several places because he dumps so much gold into those areas as he travels into these places. So shipbuilding is a huge one. Trade, I would say, is highly impacted by this. We're talking about the Americas. In the Americas, you're seeing that it is very fractured still. A lot of different migratory people. You've got a bunch of people in Mesoamerica who are in these different tribes, but they're working together. And integration that's going on there. It's much slower than it is in Asia and Europe and Africa, but it's still happening. This integration that's going on, and you're seeing a lot of trade north and south. Okay, you're getting pottery, you're getting a lot of food that is being traded back and forth, and with that, we're starting to see some evidence of trade being traded out of the Americas and out into Polynesian cultures, or Polynesian islands, which is fascinating as well. Okay, so look at the Silk Road. Make sure you take a look at what's going on in China, what's going on in Europe, around the Mediterranean, in Africa, and the Americas. Which I guess what I'm telling you is make sure that you're reading all the sections of the reading to make sure that you figure out what's going on. Read the section about Mansa Musa. I think that's important to understand this week. Another piece that I want you to understand is this growth of the Mongol Empire and how they're taking over. Um, I was watching Mulan last night with my family, and I thought that how interesting it was that they show kind of these Mongols and how they're taking care of the Silk Road, right? And how not taking care of it, but the Mongols at one point in time were helping to secure trade back and forth on the Silk Road. It gets to be this point where now they're controlling the Silk Road. But what this does is it helps to provide political technological advances in these areas. Now, for those of you who've taken 101, this is a refresher piece to this section. This is getting any of those people who haven't taken 101 kind of into what we're going to be talking about. And so you all should be understanding what's going on here. But hopefully you'll all be able to take a look at the reading this week, read or watch some of the embedded videos, and understand what's going on to this point in history. We're also going to start seeing the Crusades, which we don't see here. I think we'll see next week. But religion is another piece that plays a major factor in impacting the world at this point. Christianity and Islam both rising up and kind of pushing back on these boundaries throughout Africa, throughout Asia, and Europe, right? We're not seeing a lot of that, obviously, the Americas. However, we are seeing religious practices. Those are usually tended towards gods that look like animals, right? And having these very dramatic religious experiences in these grand temples. So, a lot of drama going on in religious pieces in the Americas. In Asia and India, you see a lot of, in the Indus River Valley and in China, you're seeing these religions grow up, Taoism, Buddhism, right, that are really flourishing as well. But we're starting to see kind of this clashing of the two, especially as Christians start to see that they need to proselyte. Muslims, less proselyting, right? They're tolerant of other religions as long as you don't proselyte to them. And so they like the idea of integration because it helps the economy, but they dislike the idea of you telling me that I need to join your religion. Whereas Christians are like, we want to make one large Christian world, and so we're going to go out and proselyte and be able to push this. Buddhists, Taoists, several of these other religions that are going on in Asia are not. They're more chill, if you will. They are kind of back down. They're not necessarily. It's not about proselyting at all. It's more about how you are reacting with a deity, or in some cases, no deity at all, and how you are trying to be a good person. So take a look at the reading this week. Hopefully that helps you to kind of focus in what you need to be looking for, and we'll move forward into this week isn't a discussion. This first week is a reading analysis where you will tell me the technological advances, and those can be anything from actual technology, shipbuilding, different pieces of technology in trade, or it can be political technology in the way that governments were set up in the Americas and Africa, places like that. Let me know what you think. Watch this video. Make sure that this focuses you on the reading this week, and I will see you next week.